A river teeming with fish in the desert. Thousands of fish swimming so densely that no one dares to catch them. An ancient tree spewing water like rain. Three suns appearing simultaneously. Or grains of sand singing eerie songs. This is nature. Sometimes, nature brings us strange phenomena that science cannot explain. If you witness such a strange phenomenon, you can consider yourself lucky because some of them require exceptionally strict conditions to form. It might even make you wonder if you're on another planet. A river of fish flowing through a rural area of Pakistan's desert witnessed an extremely strange and rare natural phenomenon. Millions of fish drifting and forming a river in the arid, hot desert. This bizarre phenomenon attracted many reporters and curious villagers from nearby villages who came to see and film it. Netizens also participated in lively discussions, everyone bewildered and worried about a sign of genius. However, scientists explained that the massive flood upstream swept these fish towards the desert, and by the time they reached the desert, the water had receded, sucking up all the water. Therefore, only the fish remained, wriggling and drifting on the muddy ground, creating a unique and bizarre sight unlike anything else in the world. Thousands of fish fill the river, and no one dares to catch them. In the video, you can see thousands of salmon swimming densely in the river in Alaska every July after the Lulu and Dustham. A short stretch of river is packed with thousands of salmon, creating a spectacular sight. Salmon is a famous Alaskan delicacy, and every year tourists from all over flock to the state, known as America's last outpost, to participate in sport salmon fishing trips. But why is there not a single person catching salmon on this river so densely packed with them? It's because these salmon are in the process of spawning and mating, and in Alaska, salmon fishing is prohibited during this period. It is illegal to catch salmon from July to November, which is the breeding season for Alaskan salmon. They usually choose small rivers near the coast to spawn. Normally, salmon don't travel more than 60 kilometers to spawn, but Alaskan salmon often swim much longer to fulfill their duty. Besides the government ban, one of the reasons why locals are not keen on salmon during the breeding season is because of the quality of the meat. During the journey from the sea to the spawning and mating site, the salmon use up all the fat stored in their bodies, leaving the meat lacking in richness. Once they have completed their reproductive duty, the salmon become exhausted and die. In addition, adult salmon, when left their familiar saltwater environment, are easily attacked by freshwater bacteria in rivers, leading to skin ulcers and contaminated meat that can be harmful to humans if consumed. These are some of the reasons why tourists visiting Alaska can easily encounter such fascinating sights. The river is full of fish, but no one catches them during the salmon breeding season. Hundreds of sheep frantically move in circles continuously for 12 days and nights. Surveillance cameras recorded a strange phenomenon in Inner Mongolia, North China. A flock of sheep continuously moved in a clockwise direction, creating a circular trajectory. According to local media, the sheep appearing in the video numbered in the hundreds and appeared completely healthy. The farm owner said that initially, this phenomenon only occurred with a few sheep, but then almost the entire flock rolled around. To date, the flock has moved in circles continuously for 12 days and nights and has not stopped. However, it is unclear whether they stopped to eat or drink. Science still has no precise explanation for this phenomenon. According to some experts, this strange behavior may stem from a condition called listeria, also known as circular motion disease, which occurs when the animal is infected with the bacterium Listeria monocytogen and then forced to perform abnormal actions, according to a document from a U.S.-based pharmaceutical company claims this bacteria will cause symptoms of anorexia, depression, and disorientation in the host, after which the animal may exhibit strange behaviors such as self-propulsion and aimless movement, or more rarely, moving in circles. This strange behavior was recorded in 2018, but it occurred in reindeer. Hundreds of reindeer on the Korona Peninsula of Russia near the Arctic Circle also moved in circles, without any clear explanation. Ancient trees spontaneously spray water. The small village of Dinosa in Monterey Bay is home to an ancient mulberry tree that spontaneously sprays water like a fountain. These are rumors about a strange natural phenomenon occurring in a small European village that many people are curious about. The simple theory is that water doesn't normally flow from a living tree, but this case is different. Mr. Hakai, an elderly villager, said the ancient mulberry tree is about 100 years old or more. Furthermore, the phenomenon of water gushing from tree trunks onto the ground even when it's not raining has been occurring for about 20 to 25 years. Experts explain that previous heavy rains flooded underground streams, increasing pressure and pushing water up into the hollow parts of the tree trunk. Then, water gushes down through cracks in the trunk like a fountain. A similar phenomenon occurs in the town of Tuhala, Estonia, where water flows through an old well, also known as the Witch's Well. Locals have attributed a chilling story to it: witches fighting with birch trees, causing chaos underground, and the well constantly overflowing. The well is located right next to an underground river. After heavy rains, the water overflows the river, increasing pressure and causing water to erupt from the well. This phenomenon usually lasts for several days, depending on the amount of water. In 2017, 3 suns appeared in the sky over GLI. Some residents in GLI took and shared images on Facebook of this strange phenomenon, with 3 suns linked together by bright areas. A fascinating natural phenomenon called a sunburst or ghost sun can form anywhere in the world. It's caused by ice crystals in cirrus clouds. Scientifically, this phenomenon is called a sun lion, appearing as a large sun with smaller suns following it like dogs, hence the English term sun dog. This phenomenon creates 2 halos appearing on either side of the sun, approximately 22 degrees apart in temperature and at the same altitude above the horizon. Sometimes, the ghost sun is accompanied by rings or halos around the real sun. Ghost suns are best seen when the sun is closer to the horizon. In short, this phenomenon occurs in cold weather conditions when light is refracted by tiny ice crystals suspended in the air. When the sun rises, these ice crystals act like prisms, bending the light rays passing through them. When the ice crystals fall vertically, they refract sunlight in a certain direction. Horizontally, this creates a false sun on either side of the real sun. False suns don't only appear in cold weather. They can also occur in other seasons of the year. However, they are easiest to observe in January, April, August, and October, when the sun is low on the horizon. This phenomenon only appears for a short time, and as the real sun rises higher above the horizon, the false suns gradually move away from the 22-degree mark and eventually disappear completely. From ancient times, the Greeks relied on false suns to predict rain because they created halos and cirrus clouds, typical signs of warm weather and high humidity. Ice tsunamis also occur at the end of February, when winter ice in the northern hemisphere begins to melt in large lakes. Countless icebergs are blown ashore by the wind, creating waves. Ice gradually invades the surrounding area of the lake, also known as ice tsunamis. The necessary condition for creating an ice tsunami is the presence of large fault lines. On the surface of the lake, many icebergs float freely on the water's surface and begin to melt. Then, strong winds blowing for at least 12 hours continuously are needed to accelerate the giant icebergs towards the shore. Although moving slowly, it seems nothing can stop them as they break apart and pile up upon each other upon approaching the land. According to one study, icebergs are pushed a distance of about 1 kilometer in a few hours, even though they only encroach a few meters inland. The phenomenon of ice tsunamis often occurs in large lakes in Canada, the northern United States, and Lake Bay in Russia. It clogs roads on the lakeshore, damaging trees and buildings. Witnesses say they hear a rattling sound created by the ice, like a train running through sand, singing a ghostly song. For centuries, some desert regions around the world have emitted strange sounds, like music, that have fascinated countless tourists and explorers. Ancient people believed it could be the screams of demons from hell or the singing of spirits. The mermaid's song, said to entice sailors, remains a mystery to this day, despite modern science. Researchers worldwide believe there are approximately 30 such singing deserts in the Americas, Africa, and Asia. While various explanations exist, they generally agree on the hypothesis of vibrations occurring beneath the surface of the sand dunes. In a recent report published in the journal **The Tropical Research Letter**, a team of scientists from France worked together to solve the mystery of how these sand grains can produce sound simultaneously. To answer this question, sound researchers conducted experiments at 2 different sand dune areas, one in the Sahara Desert southwest of Morocco and another near Al-Asgaga, a coastal town southeast of Oman on the Arabian Peninsula. The results showed that in Morocco, many sand dunes produced a consistent frequency of 105 Hz, while in Oman, a chaotic, fluctuating sound with frequencies ranging from 90 to 150 Hz sometimes appeared. Furthermore, while the sand in the Moroccan desert is relatively uniform in size, in Oman, scientists did not isolate particles of different sizes and record the sounds they produced as they moved through the air in the laboratory. They concluded that the phenomenon depends on the size and speed of the sand, that is, particles of different sizes move at different velocities. However, they still did not understand how such erratic movements could combine to form fairly coherent musical pieces. The widely accepted hypothesis is that the movement of sand particles occurs simultaneously or oscillates at the same frequency. Thousands of small vibrations combine, easily leading to air vibrations, thus producing sound. Over the past 5 months, history has witnessed so many changes. The world around us always holds many interesting and mysterious things, surprising us with one unexpected discovery after another, bringing many enigmatic discoveries to science and humanity. Today, these mysterious discoveries are not only an endless source of inspiration for science, but also reveal dark aspects of our understanding. Knowing that humans challenge our intelligence and curiosity is what motivates humanity to continue exploring, learning, and pushing our limits to unlock new possibilities and advance further on the path of understanding and development.